guys, it's been a little while since I've updated. I hadn't planned on doing another update until the end of the cancer awareness research funding charity thing at the end of this month, but apparently something happened that I kind of feel the need to not really butt my nose into, but it's a related subject, if that makes sense. Now bear with me. For those of you who don't know, there was another Twitch streamer who got outed as a fraud. And when I say this, what I mean is that this person claimed to have been paralyzed and was caught on the stream standing up out of their wheelchair and walking out of the room. I remember several times when I first started streaming and doing YouTube and things like that, talking about, you know, why would anyone fake that? You know, oh yeah, I'm gonna drop like $2,000 on a wheelchair because I like to waste money. And I made that joke all the time. In fact, I made it repeatedly because it was a subject that kept coming up, and it literally was, in my mind, no one would ever do that. No one would ever just throw $2,000 fucking dollars at a wheelchair that they don't really need. I stand corrected, apparently, because that is what this person did. They apparently raised over $20,000, so I read. I don't know how true that is. And it's not really this person I want to talk about, or even what they did. And a lot of people are like, oh, you know, aren't you angry? And I'm like, no. I actually feel really sorry for that person. I mean, yeah, it's fucked up, definitely. And yeah, it hurts people who truly do need help. But what I want to talk about, actually, is I want to talk about how to help you guys avoid charity scams. Because, you know, this makes me think of all the people who donated to this person and were fooled. It also makes me think of, like, the Kony 2012 bullshit that everyone fell for. Literally everyone. Everyone and my mother. I had to explain to my mother how and why it was a scam. Because as soon as I heard about it and watched the video and everything, I was like, oh, wow, that, you know, that's really fucked up. We should totally help this. And I was like, but I should do more research. Because that's my first reaction anytime somebody wants money from me. First of all, I would like to talk a little bit about how disability works. If you are in an accident and you become paralyzed, the moment you're discharged from the hospital, you go home with a wheelchair. They don't just send you home and make you crawl. Like, it doesn't happen. You basically auto-qualify for disability at that point. You do have to do all the paperwork and whatnot, but you guys know how I went through well over a year of, you know, appeals and the hearing and all of that stuff. I had to have an attorney. If I was paralyzed, none of that would have happened. And I wouldn't have needed money for a wheelchair in the first place. Now, the reason I didn't just wait until after my disability hearing to get the wheelchair, as you guys know, is because it took so long. And I would have been trapped in my house for well over a year without really being able to leave and not having the means to get around. You guys also remember there were a few times where I got injured and had to use the wheelchair around the house itself because I literally could not walk. Now, that isn't normal. I only do that from time to time. I do a pretty good job, I'd say, of not injuring myself that much so that I can get around the house without it. But if there's someone and they're telling you, oh, I need money for a wheelchair because I'm paralyzed, they are probably lying to you. Right off the bat, I can tell you that. Secondly, after looking through some of the other, like, older posts and doing some reading, I don't know how true any of this is. I don't know this person. I've never heard of this person before. I am not a friend of theirs. I'm not an enemy of theirs. I, like, have zero association with this person. I had not heard of them until I started getting emails and Facebook messages and, you know, all kinds of stuff from you guys. If somebody's like, oh, I'm in the hospital, help me pay for my medical bills, and they're somebody who's paralyzed, they are obviously on disability if they are paralyzed. They do not need help with their medical bills. That is what Medicare and Medicaid do. Right now, the reason that my stream has completely turned around and been every single drop of ad revenue goes into charity is A, because I want to, and B, because I can't actually make any extra money or I lose part of my disability benefits. So my whole plan from the beginning was as soon as I had my benefits and was able to support myself via that way, I plan to take no money from the stream anymore. Any donations and any ad revenue immediately go to charity. Because otherwise I have to file taxes for that shit, and who wants to do that? So, something really important to keep in mind. If I get hospitalized, my Medicare and Medicaid pay for all of that. My prescriptions were like $400 and some. I paid like $7, okay? Anyone who tells you, oh, I need money for medical expenses, who is on disability, is lying. Things you really should look into, you know, these people have systems in place to help them, okay? When you are that seriously disabled, and there's no question, and you don't have to explain it to anybody, it's really that simple, okay? Especially if you're an American citizen. Now, as some of you know, I'm friends with Mandy Morbid. She's not an American citizen, so she actually can't receive benefits. So she does actually, you know, collect donations to help her with her expenses, and that makes sense. She can't receive disability benefits. However, this person is an American citizen, quite clearly, and is still soliciting. So, if somebody's like, the only thing I ever asked for was the wheelchair. After that, it was like, you know, if you guys want to help out, that's fine, but I'm not going to ask you guys for anything. Like, I can survive. And that didn't actually stop a lot of you from helping me, which was awesome. I mean, it made a huge difference in my life. But I didn't ever sit there and go, oh, guys, give me money. If somebody really needs help, they're generally not going to be begging for handouts like that. Not in the way that this person was. Not the way it was worded. It's hard to explain. But if they're like, guys, throw money at me, be suspicious. Question it. And don't be afraid to ask questions. You guys know. If you're curious about something that has to do with me, my finances, or my medical information, you guys ask. And you guys know I'll tell you. I have a very open door policy. I have nothing to hide. So if you run into somebody who's asking for assistance or asking for help, and they're not willing to explain things or talk about it, be suspicious. Don't be afraid to ask questions, because this is your money and your charity, and you have a right to know where it's going, how it's being spent, and who's using it. Educate yourselves on anything you decide to donate to. If you want to help out, you know, the Relay for Life, you are perfectly valid in being like, yeah, that's a well-known charity, but I still want to know where my money's going and how it's being spent. What kind of proportions am I looking at? These are things that are fine to ask about. And if anyone's discouraging you, probably they don't deserve your money. I really want you guys to not get duped, because I care about you guys and about what happens to you guys. So if you guys have questions about stuff like this, especially disability-related things, don't be afraid to ask me. I will totally reply to any of your emails, as you guys know. And I will answer any questions you guys might have. Seriously. If you see something and you're like, hey, I want to help this person out, you know, it seems legit, email me. I don't care. I will go check it out for you and be like, yeah, okay, yeah, totally help them out. Or be like, yeah, no, they're probably lying to you. You should ask a few more questions. When people are asking for help, they need to be asking for help that they can actually use, that is sustainable help, and that isn't going to just require people to keep pouring money into them, okay? I asked for a wheelchair. I got it. That was all I really wanted. Like, that was it. I was fucking thrilled. Like, it was mind-blowing, especially how quickly it happened. I was expecting it to take a long time. And it changed my life. I was able to kind of, like, you know, get my independence back. I was able to go places and, like, go to the grocery store. And I didn't have to, like, you know, beg and plead with my friends and my family to be like, hey, can you guys take me to the store? Can you help me out? Blah, blah, blah. Like, I was able to kind of take my life back. And that was really awesome. And I have you guys to thank for that. And you guys have been fucking amazing. And because of that, I really, really want to help. I want to help. So if you guys have questions, always, always, always ask. Always ask questions. And if you need anything from me, let me know. To take the serious note out of this video, I'm going to show you guys a cute puppy now. Hi, Remy. Hi, puppy. Say hi. Are you sleepy? Sleepy puppy. Oh, he's going to sleep. My next video should be involving the end of the cancer streaming charity update, blah, 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 blah stuff. And after that, we'll pick a new project to work on. So I haven't decided what that's going to be. If you guys have any suggestions, if you guys have ideas for things that you think we should try and raise money for, feel free to email me. Seriously, they will definitely be taken under consideration. I love a good project. I love a good charity. And like I said, none of my ad revenue is actually mine anymore. Like, I'm not keeping any of it. It's all for charity at this point. So if you guys have any ideas, seriously, let me know. I would love to hear them. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.
My face check bushes. Careful, I bite.
Do you think you can take me?